we know the American people don't like this level of corruption. You've seen that now in polls and polls. They think this president has gone too far. They actually do care about the Constitution. I mean, I'm glad we've gotten something to get the Republicans at least caring about the Constitution here, which totally prohibits what the president has done. And so I do think that this is it's a political gift. The Wall Street Journal editorial board has said, obviously, for people on the pro-democracy side of history, but it's also a real liability for the president.
Let's talk about how the pro-democracy movement manages to fight this in the court of law, because we watched this under Trump 1.0, where there were multiple cases around emoluments. You had judges say that Congress didn't have the standing to bring forward such a case. Ultimately, another case ends up going to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court punts on it because they say, well, he's no longer in office at that point, so we don't have to rule on it. So my understanding is you, as an attorney in the pro-democracy movement, are effectively beginning with a clean slate. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, look, this is so far beyond what happened even in the last administration. That's why you have, frankly, editorial boards. This is a flat out, there was some, and the Wall Street Journal came out today and said, you know, we were a little skeptical of the claims around the Trump Hotel. We weren't, the pro-democracy movement wasn't, but lots of watchers were. This is a flat out gift from a foreign government. It is not allowed under the Constitution. It is a textbook case, and that's what you see legal commentators all over the place saying in the last 24 hours. And so I do think that you're going to see a lot of pressure on this, that there's a strong legal case here.
And if it goes to SCOTUS, what do you think happens?
You know, we'll have to see, but this is a textbook case.
I think before you get to SCOTUS, you're going to have to answer a question which SCOTUS is going to start with, and that is, could you tell us who has standing? Who has standing to bring a case against the abuse of the emoluments clause? Who has standing to bring the case up? The president got a plane. Who has standing to bring any of this? Because that's something that you have to look at in the first instance before you get to the courthouse steps.
Well, but there are so many people in this country that have an interest in our national security, that have an interest in a president not being able to take bribes from foreign governments from going out. And so I think that, you know, there will be a range of parties that will have standing. We saw, of course, states in the last administration challenge on a variety of emoluments issues. So this is really the beginning of a new chapter of liability for this president. And I think, importantly, somehow, this provision of the Constitution, congressional Republicans appear to care about. They haven't seemed to care particularly about due process or a number of other things. But look, I mean, this shows this is another overreach by this president, and I think you're going to see that and hear that in the coming days.